So welcome to the next video, everyone. In this video we are going to discuss a few aspects when it comes to the camera that you use for all your fancy lectures and online trainings. So if you take a look at the different cameras that you can buy in the internet or wherever you want, then typically you will find criteria like the resolution of a camera, the color range that it is capable of, and maybe sometimes the angle and stuff like that. So how important is that? So from my perspective, when it comes to remote trainings and the final channel for transmitting the picture is something like MS Teams or Zoom, then I would say that resolution and color range are not that important. That's for a certain reason. Because you have to know that all these fancy video call tools like MS Teams and Zoom, they make a certain level of downsampling, which means they are reducing the image size and resolution anyways. So no matter how good the picture is in the beginning, after the downsampling it will get a little bit worse than it was original. So I think these criteria, at least for me, are not that important when I'm selecting the camera for my trainings. So what is more important to me is the angle, and the angle basically defines which elements of the picture are visible to the camera. Some of the products also offer you to switch the angle, which can be a nice thing, especially if you prefer to have a flexible setup as well. What I'm always looking for, however, is the topic of how to mount the camera. So especially if it's possible to mount the camera on a tripod or a flexible mounting, for example, because this is what I always do. And in my particular case, I also take a look at the form factor of the camera for a certain reason, what we will see in 2 or 3 slides. So to summarize these aspects, in my opinion, the question of the camera position is more important than questions like resolution or color range. So let's talk about the camera position for a moment. So let's start with the things that we don't want to have. Probably you have experienced it in a meeting. People are sitting in front of their notebook and they are using the inbuilt camera of the notebook, and they are sitting in a position like this, where the notebook screen has a tilt like we can see in the picture here, and this results in a camera picture which goes in this direction. So what participants typically see is a video of you filming up your nose. And this is not that attractive, you have to see. Just imagine you sit in a training the whole day and for the whole day you see up in the nose of your trainer or teacher. Yeah, this is not that good. So if you are working with the inbuilt camera of a notebook, for example, then my suggestion is to put your notebook maybe on a stack of books or something like that. Something that enables you to have a direct line of sight between the camera and your face. This is much better than filming the nose again. Yeah. The second thing that we sometimes see is when people, especially when they are sitting in the office, for example, then they have a setup with a notebook and some external monitors, which is pretty common today. And they use the inbuilt camera, which films the speaker from this direction. Yeah, so you're looking straight in front to your monitor and the camera is looking to you from this angle. So this means what people are experiencing is a picture of the speaker like this. So you see the side of the speaker talking the whole time, and I don't know how it feels to you. I don't like that so much. So these are typical things that we don't want to have. But what is the best camera position looking like? So, well, first of all, from the vertical axis, you should try to get a line of sight between the camera and you, which is either horizontal or with a small angle from top down to you, from above down to you. Yeah? So this makes the picture much better. It's like in photography. When you make a portrait of a person, you would try to get the same angle like that. This is basically a good position. And from the horizontal position, that's clear. Probably you want to have the camera just in front of you, so you can directly look into it and it feels for participants as if you're holding eye contact. So this is the optimal position, but this already brings us in a conflict. Because on the one hand, we want to have a pretty big screen straight in front of us to see everything going on. And on the other hand, we want to have the camera only a little bit above ourselves. So how can we resolve this conflict? Well, for me personally, I found a solution which is kind of weird. I just used the flexible mount for the camera, which is attached from at the back of my monitor, and the camera itself is in front of my screen. So this here is an actual photo of my main screen right in front of me, and you see that the camera is really just in front of me and just in front of the screen. So now you probably think, oh, this is weird, I don't want to have a camera like that just in front of the screen, but well, I experienced with it some time, and basically it's okay. So I got used to it, it works for me, and yeah, it's a rough solution, it's wild, but it works. But anyway, the solution is pretty cheap, it's around $20, so it's a pretty easy achievable task, but I'm still thinking how to improve here to make it a little bit more professional. And so I end up with the final solution. I didn't realize yet, but I guess that's one of my next projects. I would like to experiment with a teleprompter. So a teleprompter, now you're probably like, well, I'm not running a TV studio, I'm a teacher, I don't want to spend thousands of dollars. But if you search for teleprompters for your desktop, then you will find that some are out there which are not that expensive. And the good thing, what I like, is they enable you to use your tablet or your iPad or whatever you have as the main monitor. So the basic concept of these teleprompters is we have a half mirror. So this means you can see through it from one side, but it is a mirror from the other side. And with this setup, basically you just put your tablet here. And if you look at the mirror right now, then you see your monitor or your tablet. And it appears to you as if the tablet is standing vertical right here. So as far as I have seen, it looks like a pretty normal concept. I haven't tried it personally, but everything what I read and found makes me feel like I want to try it. So this is the one thing what you see. And the second thing is here you have the camera, and the camera films through the transparent side of the mirror, and it films directly to your face. So you don't see the camera anymore. It's hidden behind this half-through mirror. Yeah, what shall I say? It's a pretty nerdy solution, I guess, and probably it's not for everyone out there, but at least I want to try, because I have to admit, hey, I also have some fun with working on things like that. So I will try, and maybe I will add a video at the end as a bonus to tell you about my experiences. But anyway, that's it for now. And with that video, I guess many of these things are not rocket science and they are pretty straightforward, but at least I hope it makes you think about your camera position, because in the end, your camera position definitely contributes to the overall experience. And if you get a picture or a video of the trainer or of the trainer's nose the whole time, this could be distractive. So that's just everything that I would like to tell you about the camera equipment here, and see you in the next video when we move over and talk about the audio. See you there.